Hi, it's Andrew from C1D Paintball. For this video, we'll be playing Attack the Jail at LaSalle Paintball. Now, the attackers have a heavy advantage on this setup, as the defender's lone hope to win is to keep at least one person alive for 8 minutes. And those blue defenders get to put 2 on top of the jail. And as always, those are the first 2 enemies we need to take out to be able to more easily take the main floor level. Now, I plan to rush on the south path, hopefully avoiding getting hit in this dangerous area. Now, if I manage to get across, I can then flank the enemy from the southwest corner. Now, from this angle, I can then take the guys on top out from behind and then take aim at the back and side windows. Now, for this match, Connor is actually on the other team, and I only found out after that he took one of those 2 critical spots on top of the jail, as he tried to keep me and Zach playing against him from wiping out his squad. Now, this would be a rather painful round of paintball for me, but I'll let the whole story play out on the video for you.
He's gonna fucking annihilate them. It's like Bobby Orr's here. Yeah. I won't run first,
Strike 1. I get hit in the neck 5 seconds in, but it bounces, so I'm still in play. Now, this is the hottest part of the summer, so I'm not wearing my chamois as I normally do in more comfortable weather, so that hit really stings, whereas with the chamois I would have felt nothing. Now, I sit for a while and shake it off. I mean, it is jail, so as an attacker, as long as I'm in a properly covered spot, I can't get hit. But after a few seconds, I realize it's time to get back in the action. But I'll be putting my plan to flank defenders on hold for a bit.
I got him in the neck. I'm okay. I usually wear a scarf. That's why you got a scarf. Well, that's the guys on top, eh? Yeah? Okay. That's the usual spot. Fucking. No, you just move it. He knows what to do. You can see the windows from here.
Now here you have a good angle on 3 spots to look for in the jail. The front window, which honestly no defender should be standing near when they're inside it, but there's always 1 or 2. The side door, and on top, where we have this spot where the bridge meets the roof. It's at this spot where the defender can lay prone and shoot through the slats of the bridge to get us. In fact, this is the spot where blue got me off the neck.
Yes, sir! They got one of them on top that's paying attention to me.
Now I have a teammate who advanced these drums with no fire drawn to him. Now I see this as an opportunity not only to help cover him advancing to the other side, but me as well. Now it's not likely we'll both get hit, so if one of us makes it across, we're in good shape. If both, well, we're even in better shape.
Hey dude, you want me to throw cover? We gotta get somebody down there. You ready? Go.
So now that I'm across, as you saw, I loaded up a fresh mag. Now I have to carefully pick off the blue. Not sure if you noticed, but as I did run across, I didn't hear anyone from the blue side call out that we'd made it past them. Now, of course, they could have seen us and they could have whispered it, but normally they yell out, so all the defenders on the top and bottom floors know exactly what's happening. So not hearing it belted out as usual, I think might be a sign that we have the drop on them and can surprise them from behind. So there is the reverse angle of where the bridge meets the roof. I don't see anyone, but at the same time, nobody sees me. Before I make my move and start shooting, I'll carefully look around first. It is still very early in the game after all. And the blue aren't going anywhere, limited to stay in the jail. One thing to point out here is that the game has been very quiet. I don't think my red team knows they can simply spam shots into the jail. Honestly, most hits on defenders inside the jail happen from simply shooting in the openings. To have this game type so quiet is really unusual. And of course, the longer blue stays alive, the better chance they can pull off a miracle and stay alive for that entire 8-minute span and win the game. So my first shots will now be on this position on the roof. I want these guys on the roof, who are the biggest factor holding back my team from advancing in the front. Well, I want these guys either taken out or at least distract them and have them duck for cover and render them less effective. And not long after I fire the shots, you'll hear action from the rest of the field start up as well. There's one of the side windows, but I don't see anyone. It seems even after me firing on the roof, the guys on the main floor don't know I'm here. As once again, nobody seemed to let each other know I'm here with a standard call-out. Now, if I really do have the element of surprise, I don't want to waste shots in an empty window, so I'll check the back window first. Now, the camera can't show it in this low lighting, but here is the back window. It is a bit tricky. Often players are looking forward, so they have their backs to you with only their heads exposed. Now, I only fire high shots, and only when a player is either looking sideways or even staring right at me in the back at this area. I will never shoot a player in the back of the head. In this case, there were two heads sideways. In fact, they were talking to each other, and I deliberately fire 3 shots a bit high, so if I get them, it's not in the side of the head near the ear, but maybe off the top of the mask. Now, even if I don't hit anyone, me giving away we are here and they're surrounded will cause panic in the jail. Now, I know I did hit one guy with a shot off the visor, and after I do the right thing, which is to call out to let him out of the jail so he doesn't get overshot, too many players, after getting hit in jail, just leave without saying anything, without giving warning, and get overshot to hell. So I want to make sure this doesn't happen and everybody knows he's on his way out. Now, I will take my left hand and point towards the left, as I meant to point out where he should leave, out the back door. Well, this is where my paintball day will end, because another enemy player who is alerted to my position shoots me off the fingertip. And while I wear gloves, they don't have fingertips, so this is strike 2.
Let him out! Oh! Hit! Woo! Oh. I said I'm hit! I'm coming out!
Well, you might have already guessed that my action camera getting a direct hit is strike 3. Yeah, and no question, I am out. I am really out. Now, I mentioned my paintball day was over after this. It was getting late in the day anyway, and I sat off the last couple of games and Connor and Zach played without me. But my finger was pretty bruised, and it swelled quite a bit, so I didn't have really good movement on it. And on top of that, it was my trigger finger. Now, the camera case itself that took the hit got a crack, but I was able to repair it when I got home. And the reality is, I actually do have a spare case for it. So those 2 points, as well as that shot off the neck early, meant it was a pretty painful game, but nothing that wasn't better the next day. Hey, these things do happen. Well, thanks for sticking around, and we'd love a subscribe if you could. Until next time, remember to be a good sport on the field and set the good example. It will entice others to do the same.
Game over.